Oi amigos! Welcome to my first episode of this season's Cooking with Money. Today we will be starting off our comfort food edition and we are making pot roast. Here are the ingredients that we will be using today, and the only thing that is missing from this shot is the red wine. I wanted to have a little bit of extra, so this is why I used the stew meat and the chuck roast, but just chuck roast is perfectly fine. Here we are cutting up our onions into decent sized pieces, then followed by our celery. We are going to also cut these into decent mini sized pieces. Now I'm chopping my potatoes into smaller cubes and my carrots into bite-sized pieces. Okay, real question guys, but who actually really likes cooked carrots? Then again, we all have different taste buds, am I right? Then we are going to go in with our minced garlic, freshly chopped, because everything fresh always tastes better. Here I'm seasoning with the Brazilian marinade mix and a little bit of olive oil. And for my chuck roast, I decided to poke some holes, that way all of the flavor can get deep in there. And I'm adding the seasoning to all sides and the corners. Now I'm adding a little bit of olive oil to my saucepan, followed by my stew meat. We are going to flip this a couple of times until we get that good brown crust on all sides. This process may take about 10 to 15 minutes or so. And then we're gonna go in with our chuck roast. I added a little bit of olive oil, but I should have added butter instead. We are going to sear this chuck roast for a good maybe 20 minutes on all 6 sides until we get a good brown crust all over. Now we're gonna go in with our celery and onions and get all of that good flavor from the bottom of the saucepan. I wish you guys could smell this through your screen. We are going to give that a good mix until we get it nice and tender. Then we are going to add 1 tablespoon of soy sauce and 1 tablespoon of what Matt said, the worst world in the world sauce. And 1 tablespoon of chicken bouillon, or better than chicken bouillon. Give that all a good mix until everything is well incorporated. Then we're gonna go in with 1 cup of wine. Red wine, that is. Here we are going to continue to stir until we get all that good flavor mixed in. Then we are going to transfer this onto our second pot since everything does not fit into our saucepan. Now that the broth is nice and boiling, we are going to add our 2 cups of water, followed by 2 bay leaves and 2 stems of rosemary. Then I'm going to let this boil an hour and a half, while also constantly stirring every 30 minutes so that the meat does not stick to the bottom. Now I just remembered that I forgot to add the pot roast McCormick seasoning. Then I'm gonna give that all a good mix just to make sure everything is well incorporated. This part is optional, but I went in and I added 1 cup of brown sugar, and if you like a little bit of sweetness like me, then add this. I promise you it's a game changer. Now about 1 hour and 45 minutes in, I then went in and added my carrots because this takes a lot longer to cook. Now about 20 to 30 minutes, we are going to add a little bit of water and our potatoes and give that all a good mix. Make sure you are constantly stirring this, guys, so that your meat do not stick to the bottom of the pot. After about 3 hours and some change, we get this beautiful, nice, tender, great smelling, addicting pot roast. I decided to serve mine with some white rice, and let me tell you, this combination, this was my first time trying rice and pot roast, and this was the best thing I think I have ever had. I could eat this honestly every single day if you allowed me to. After about 3 hours and some change, this is what I got. This beautiful, tender, soft, great smelling, and addicting pot roast. All right, amigos. Try this yourself and let me know how it went. And see you in the next video.